The camera is ready. Thanks. Afternoon, everyone. Just a reminder before we get started, we had quite a lot of mobile phone disruption in the previous press conference, so please can I ask you to ensure that your mobile phones are muted or on vibrate. And please don't take any phone calls during the course of this press conference, just to observe the protocols of this situation. And also please ensure that you have a microphone before you ask a question so that the transcribers will be able to make it out. Thank you.
Guys, we have with us.
अरे मालूम है सबको यार अब चालू कर भाई जल्दी हो
We'll take questions from this side first, and then move on to this side. Yeah? You want to go first?
रोहित, ये जो टीम है वो आगे भी जाने न तू पीछे भी जाने न तू ऐसा कर रही है, जो भी है बस ये एक पल है। ये इनकलकेट करने में कितना टाइम लगा है और उसका क्या फायदा हुआ है?
जी देखिए, हमने इस दिन का जो भी प्रिपरेशन किया है 2 साल पहले जो हमने स्टार्ट किया था, जब से मैं कैप्टन बना, वो ऑब्वियसली पहले T20 वर्ल्ड कप था, उसके बाद चैम्पियनशिप था, वर्ल्ड टेस्ट, उसके बाद अभी ये था। तो तीनों फॉर्मेट के लिए हमारा प्रिपरेशन था, प्लेयर्स आइडेंटिफाई करना था कि कौन से प्लेयर्स सही प्लेयर्स हो सकते हैं कौन से फॉर्मेट के लिए। तो ये जो हमने किया था प्रोसेस, ये 2-2.5 साल का प्रोसेस था। हमने आइडेंटिफाई किए थे कि ये सारे प्लेयर्स होंगे जो तीनों फॉर्मेट में अलग अलग टाइम पे हिस्सा लेंगे, और उनको रोल क्लैरिटी दिया गया था कि रोल ये तुम्हारा रोल होगा। ऐसे करके जो बेसिक्स होता है एक कैप्टन और कोच का, उस तरीके से हमने सबको आइडेंटिफाई करके उनको बोला था कि ये आपका काम होगा टीम के लिए। तो आई थिंक अभी तक यहाँ तक पहुँचने में उस रोल क्लैरिटी का काफ़ी बड़ा अहम हिस्सा है, क्योंकि परफॉर्मेंस होना ना होना एक बात है, बट अगर एज लॉन्ग एज सारे लड़के जो खेल रहे अगर वो क्लियर है तो काम थोड़ा सा आसान हो जाता है। तो हमने काफ़ी कोशिश इस चीज़ पे रखा हुआ था कि क्लियर माइंडसेट से खेलेंगे, क्लियर रोल आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे, और कौन से लड़के कहाँ पर आके बैटिंग करेंगे, कौन से लड़के कहाँ पे बॉल करेंगे, कौन सा लड़का स्लिप में खड़ा होगा, ये सब चीज़ का हमने प्लानिंग किया था। तो अभी तक यहाँ तक सारा कुछ अच्छा रहा है। होपफुली कल का दिन भी वैसे ही रहे तो अच्छा होगा।
Rohit, how is it to take on a not so dominant Australia, but does the tag of 5-time champions, you are cagey about it, or how is it that?
No, I mean, I don't agree with not being dominant. They've won 8 out of 8, the last 8 games that they've played, and they played it really well. So it's going to be a good contest. You know, both teams obviously, both teams deserve to be at this stage playing the finals, and we do understand the importance of what Australia can do. You know, they are a very complete side, and for us again what is important is to focus on what we want to do as a team. And I have said it many a times in the past in this tournament, and even now I will say the same thing, that we don't want to worry about what the opposition is and what kind of form they are in and all of that. We need to focus on what is important for us, what we need to do as a team and as players as well. So a lot of focus and a lot of time is given to that thought, and we will stick to it.
Rohit, the nation wants to know whether, why are you laughing? Whether the team is calm, quiet and composed for the final?
Come to the ground, you'll see the players. It's obviously an optional training, not everyone is here. Because, I mean, it's before the game. Usually we keep an optional training so that, the guys can do what they want to do. But yeah, leading up to every game, we've been quite composed, quite calm about, what we want to do. because we know how it is outside the environment that we have. We know how it is, and the expectations and the pressure and the criticism and everything. So it's important that we stick to our strength, our group, and what we want to do as a team. This is not just now. This has been happening since game number 1. That we have tried to maintain that calmness around the dressing room, even on the field. When there is a situation where we've been put under pressure, we try to stay calm and just react to that pressure.
No, I wanted to know this because on the eve of the final, that is important. It's a different match altogether, and not many players have played or took part in such a final.
Yeah, absolutely right. But abhi, inside what they feel, I can't tell you because I'm not spending 24 hours with them, so I don't know how each individual will be feeling. But when they are around the group, around our meetings, around our trainings, everybody seems to be quite relaxed and calm. Like I said in the last PC as well, I was asked about dealing with pressure. I said, being an Indian cricketer, you have to deal with pressure. There is no doubt about it. So that's given, and it's there. It's going to be constant. Today we are playing, tomorrow someone else will play, day after someone else will play. So they have to deal with these kind of pressure, criticism and everything. Accolades as well. I'm not just saying criticism. You guys have praised a lot of players as well. So everything is included. You have to deal with it as a elite sportsman. You have to deal with all these kind of things. But yeah, looking...
Rohit, 1 minute, please. Rohit, is it working? Yeah. Seamer's performance, 54 wickets between 3 and 31 by spinners. Is it the best you have seen as a player and captain? They perform as a professional group of bowlers, glimpses of which was seen in Colombo during the Asia Cup.
Yeah, I can say that. I mean, the bowlers have actually done a great job for us in this tournament. When we started off, we were chasing in the first 4 or 5 games, and to restrict teams below 300 on Indian conditions was a great effort. So it's not been easy. Containing batsmen, restricting the opposition is not an easy job. But our seamers and the spinners did that perfectly. And then again, when the second half of the tournament where we had to defend scores, we've defended quite clinically as well. So yeah, I can say that they've been very professional. They know what is expected out of them. All the 3 seamers that have played in the second half, Shami, Siraj, Bumrah, they know exactly what is expected, and they try and phone band rakho yaar. So they know exactly what is expected and how they want to go about doing that stuff. And the same for the spinners as well. The spinners have come in where we wanted to take wickets in the middle overs, and they've done that. All I can say is they've been quite professional about doing their job and getting the job done for the team.
रोहित, आपने कहा कि प्लेयर्स के बारे में तो आप इतना नहीं बता सकते कि उनके मन में क्या सोच रहे हैं, बट बाहर जो है स्टेडियम के बाहर नारे लग रहे हैं कि जीतेगा तो इंडिया ही। आपके लिए पर्सनली, इमोशनली या फिर उन खिलाड़ियों के साथ जिनके साथ आपने एक अरसा बिताया है, आप कैसे देखते हैं इस दिन को? क्योंकि अक्सर ये कहा जाता है कि ये वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल है, इससे बड़ा कुछ हो नहीं सकता। आपके लिए काफ़ी वक्त हो गया है क्रिकेट खेलते हुए भी, तो आप और आपके इर्द गिर्द जो वो खिलाड़ी हैं जिनके साथ आपने वक्त बिताया, इमोशनली आप लोगों के लिए कैसे है?
नहीं, देखिए, इमोशनली बहुत बड़ी चीज़ है, बहुत बड़ा ओकेजन है, विदाउट अ डाउट। क्योंकि आप जो भी मेहनत और जो भी सपने देखते हो वो इस चीज़ के लिए देखते हो, और आज वो दिन, आज नहीं कल वो दिन हमारे सामने होगा। बट देखिए, प्रोफेशनल एथलीट्स का यही सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज होता है कि आप ये सब चीज़ को साइड में रखकर अपने काम पर कैसे ध्यान दे सकते हो। तो मेरे साथ साथ जितने भी और 10 खिलाड़ी जो खेलेंगे कल ग्राउंड के अंदर, उनका भी फोकस अपना जो उनका जो काम होगा करने के लिए टीम के लिए उस चीज़ पर ज़्यादा होगा, रादर देन थिंकिंग अबाउट कि ये मेरे लाइफ का सबसे बड़ा मोमेंट है. ऑफकोर्स है, देयर इज़ नो डाउट, वो बैक ऑफ द माइंड बिल्कुल है ही, वो आप उस चीज़ से आप छुप नहीं सकते हो. बट ऐसे सिचुएशन में काम रहना बहुत ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि अगर आप काम हो, कंपोज्ड हो, तो आपका जो रोल है टीम के लिए वो आप अच्छे तरीके से निभा सकते हो. प्रेशर सिचुएशन में आप अच्छे डिसीजन ले सकते हो. अगर आप बैटिंग कर रहे हो तो कौन से शॉट्स खेलने इस टाइम पर, कौन से शॉट्स नहीं खेलने. बॉलर्स अगर बॉल डाल रहे हैं प्रेशर में तो क्या एग्जीक्यूट करना है टीम के लिए, कौन से बैट्समैन का स्ट्रेंथ कहाँ पर है, कहाँ नहीं डालना चाहिए. तो ये सब चीज़ एग्जीक्यूट करने के लिए आपको शांत और काम रहना बहुत ज़रूरी है. तो आई थिंक लड़कों का फोकस इस चीज़ पर ज़्यादा होगा. एंड देन ओकेजन तो है, जैसे मैंने बताया, ओकेजन बहुत बड़ा है. ऐसे ओकेजन्स आपको हर बार नहीं मिलते, फाइनल खेलने का मौका आपको हर बार नहीं मिलता है. और मेरे लिए ये सबसे बड़ा इवेंट है. वर्ल्ड कप 50 ओवर, बचपन से मैं तो 50 ओवर वर्ल्ड कप देखकर बड़ा हुआ हूँ, तो मेरे लिए ये सबसे बड़ा मोमेंट है. बट मुझे पता है कि टीम को मेरी ज़रूरत जहाँ पर है उस चीज़ पर मेरे को ध्यान देना है, और बाकी जो भी चीज़ है उसको थोड़ी देर के लिए मैं साइड में रखना चाहूँगा.
Rohit, you have been phenomenal as a batsman as well as a captain. Just wanted to know what has been the role of the coach Rahul Dravid, who has largely stayed in the background, very understated. What has been his role in the leadership?
No, his role has been absolutely massive in terms of getting that clarity, which I keep talking about. There's one thing for me to think about, and the other thing for coach to not agree to certain things. Clearly, looking at how Rahul Bhai himself has played his cricket, and how I am playing these days, obviously it's quite contrasting. For him to agree and give me that freedom and liberty to go and play like that. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. So,
check. Hello. 1, 2, 3. Hello. Okay.
Sorry, you were saying it's quite contrast to the way he has played.
Yeah. So, for him to give us that liberty to go and play the way we want to play, that says a lot about him. Also, the way he stood by the players in difficult times, where during the T20 World Cup, we had a good run up until that semi-final and we lost, and how he reacted to certain situations and informing the players.
How you inform the players?
Yeah, inform the players about, this is what we are looking at, and all of that, says a lot about him as well. And obviously, what he has done for Indian cricket is massive, and he also, feels that he wants to be part of this big occasion, and it's for us to do it for him.
Thank you.
Rohit, I just want to know, while talking about players and helping them and them knowing there's clarity of roles, etc., can you talk a little bit, I know it's oft repeated, but about Shami, and how did you kind of handle him in trying to overcome the issues that he was having?
Issues?
Maybe it was injury, or maybe...
No, I mean, yeah, see, like for him, it was tough for him to not play the initial part of the World Cup. Looking at him being one of the senior bowler for us, but he was there for the team. He was there to help Siraj. He was there to help Bumrah in whatever ways he could, and that shows the quality of him. Being the team man that he is, and it was very clear. We had a chat with him about why he missed out and everything, and then obviously on the sidelines he was working on his bowling. And then, I mean, the results are there for everyone to see how he has come back from that. That shows, the kind of mental space that Shami was before the World Cup and even now. It's not easy not being part of the team and then come out and do the job that in the way that he has done for us. Says a lot about him. But like when you're playing a team sport, people do understand why X, Y, Z have to miss out on certain occasions because there's a lot that goes into getting your player, getting your 11 right. That depends everything, on your conditions, the opposition, and the balance that you want to create. It was just that, and then once the opportunity opened up for him, he was right there, and that we all can see with his performance.
रोहित, कल हमने अश्विन को बैटिंग और बॉलिंग करते हुए देखा है और देखा गया कि अभी पिछले मैचों में स्पिनर्स ने बहुत अच्छा काम किया है, तो क्या कल 3 स्पिनर्स के साथ हम उतरने का कुछ प्लानिंग बना रहे?
नहीं, देखिए अब अभी ऐसा कुछ हमने डिसाइड नहीं किया है, बट 15 के 15 लोग में से कोई भी खेल सकता है. अपॉर्चुनिटी सबके लिए है. हम अच्छी तरीके से विकेट को असेस करेंगे आज और कल भी आकर देखेंगे मैच के जस्ट पहले और डिसाइड करेंगे. हमारे 12 या 13 तो फिक्स है कि कौन उसमें से खेलेगा, बट हमें जस्ट देखना होगा कि विकेट कल कैसे दिख रहा है और क्या है, हमारी स्ट्रेंथ क्या है, उनकी वीकनेस क्या हो सकती है. तो ये सब चीज़ देखना पड़ता है. अभी हमने ऐसा कोई डिसीजन लिया नहीं है कि हमारी 11 क्या होगी, बट सारे के सारे लड़के मैं चाहता हूँ कि अवेलेबल रहे, फिर देन कल डिसाइड करेंगे कि किसको खिलाना है.
रोहित, ऑल द बेस्ट कल के लिए सबकी तरफ से.
थैंक यू.
साथ में ऑस्ट्रेलियन कैप्टन ने कहा कि उनके पास एडवांटेज ये है कि 2015 वर्ल्ड कप जीते हुए उनके पास 6 से 7 खिलाड़ी इस समय हैं इस टीम में. क्या वाकई ये एडवांटेज है?
नहीं, देखिए मेरे नज़र में तो ऐसा एडवांटेज नहीं हो सकता, बिकॉज आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि कौन से एंगल से वो बोल रहे हैं, क्योंकि एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर्स है. उस फाइनल का एक्सपीरियंस उन्होंने, वो फाइनल खेलने का एक्सपीरियंस है उन प्लेयर्सों को. बट आई थिंक जब आप ऐसा टूर्नामेंट खेलते हो, और अभी हम 8 साल बाद की बात कर रहे हैं, आई थिंक प्लेयर्स का करंट फॉर्म, करंट स्टेट ऑफ माइंड सब उससे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट होता है. हमारे टीम में भी है, लड़कों ने काफ़ी फाइनल्स खेला है. वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल नहीं खेला है, बट काफ़ी फाइनल्स खेला हुआ है. 2 लड़के हैं जिन्होंने 2011 में वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल खेला था. अश्विन शायद नहीं खेले थे, बट विराट खेले थे. बट जहाँ तक बात है ऐसे फाइनल्स की, आई थिंक काफ़ी लड़के हैं टीम में जिन्होंने, जैसे मैंने बताया कि फाइनल्स खेले हुए, प्रेशर सिचुएशन को कैसे हैंडल करना है उन्हें मालूम है. तो आई डोंट थिंक ऐसा कोई एक्स्ट्रा एडवांटेज होगा. आई मीन वो उनकी सोच है, हमारी सोच थोड़ी अलग है. हम बस जिस तरीके से हम अपना क्रिकेट अब तक खेलते आ रहे, हमें वैसे ही कंटिन्यू करना है और फिर देखते कहाँ क्या होता है. Yeah.
The weather conditions are totally different.
Yeah.
The temperatures are different. I asked Cummins the same thing in the morning. What do you think will be the different, and how do you think is wicket in present conditions? We were talking about 35 days ago, and now is the same wicket. What is the difference in that? Have you noticed anything, or what do you think about the wicket and the weather conditions?
Yeah, I mean that wicket, there was no grass on it. This wicket has some grass on it. That wicket looked a lot more drier than this one. I don't know. Again, maybe I still haven't looked today at how the wicket is, but from my understanding, obviously it's going to be on the slower side. But again, tomorrow we have to come and assess what it is like. It's not going to change too much, but it's always nice to see the pitch on the day of the game and then assess what you want to do. That is something that we've maintained for a long period of time, and that is something that we have done before as well. So it's not something new for us to come and assess the pitch on the day of the game, and the players are aware of it as well. But in terms of, the conditions changing, yes, the temperatures have dropped a little bit. I don't know how much of a dew factor there will be because, against that Pakistan game, when we trained before the game, there were a lot of dew, but there was no dew during the game. And even, a few days back at Wankhede, we were training, there were a lot of dew on the game day. There wasn't much. So that's why I keep saying the toss is not going to be a factor. You got to play well to win the game, regardless of the conditions and the temperatures. You got to play well. You got to play good cricket. Absorb the pressure whenever the pressure has been put on you. So yeah, I think that's where it boils down to. You got to just understand what is expected out of you at that point in time.
रोहित 20 साल पहले इंडिया और ऑस्ट्रेलिया का फाइनल हुआ था 2003 में, तो कुछ यादें उस मैच की हैं? कभी सोचा था कि भाई 20 साल बाद आपको मौका मिलेगा अगेंस्ट ऑस्ट्रेलिया, क्योंकि उतने दिन बाद खेल रही है ये, और उस ऑस्ट्रेलियन टीम का एक ऑरा हुआ करता था कि भाई मैच में कोई भी उतरने से पहले उनको लगता था इस टीम को हरा नहीं सकते थे। अभी तक जिस तरह से ये इंडियन टीम खेली, आपको लगता है सिमिलर काइंड ऑफ ऑरा है इवन विदाउट द वर्ल्ड कप ट्रॉफी?
नहीं, देखिए, मैं नहीं उस चीज़ पे बिलीव करता हूँ ऑरा और वो सब चीज़ पे। ये मैंने जैसे बताया कि आपको उस दिन पे अच्छे तरीके से ग्राउंड पे आना है और अच्छा क्रिकेट खेलना है। मैं ये चीज़ में बिलीव नहीं करता हूँ कि पिछले 10 मैच में हमने क्या किया। ऑफ कोर्स कॉन्फिडेंस लेना बहुत ज़रूरी है ऐसे मैचेस में। 10 मैचेस हमने अच्छे तरीके से खेला है, बट अगेन आपने अगर कल गलतियाँ की तो वो 10 मैचेस में आपने जितना भी अच्छा काम किया है वो पूरा वेस्ट होने का चांसेस है। तो आई थिंक अपने आप को बैलेंस रखना, अपने आप को काम रखना, ज़्यादा आगे पीछे का सोचना नहीं चाहिए। प्रेजेंट का सोचो और अपना गेम खेलो। जो मंत्र हमने फॉलो किया अभी तक वो यही है। पिछले गेम को हम इस गेम में नहीं लेके आए, या पास्ट में क्या हुआ है या फ्यूचर में क्या होने वाला है, वो सब चीज़ के बारे में हमने ज़्यादा सोचा नहीं। हमने बस यही सोचा है कि नेक्स्ट ऑपोजिशन कौन है, उनके सामने हमको कैसा क्रिकेट खेलना है, और हमारी स्ट्रेंथ क्या है, उनकी स्ट्रेंथ क्या है, कैसे उनके वीकनेस को एक्सप्लोर किया जाए और कैसे हमारे स्ट्रेंथ को बढ़ावा दिया जाए। ये सब चीज़ पे ज़्यादा फोकस रहता है। ये नहीं कि 20 साल पहले क्या हुआ है। और आई डोंट थिंक उस ऐसे चीज़ों में सोचकर हम ज़्यादा वो नहीं करना चाहते। प्रेजेंट चीज़ के बारे में सोचकर और अच्छे तरीके से प्रिपेयर करना चाहते हैं।
रोहित भाई, आपने एक आईसीसी टूर्नामेंट का फाइनल खेला 2007 में, T20 वर्ल्ड कप था जब MS धोनी कैप्टन थे। आप बड़े यंग थे उस समय। उन्होंने भी मैच से पहले या फाइनल से पहले कुछ मैसेज दिया होगा। अब आप कैप्टन हैं, वर्ल्ड कप का फाइनल है, आप जब टीम हडल होगा या टीम मीटिंग होगी, आपका क्या मंत्र, क्या मैसेज प्लेयर्स के साथ?
कुछ चेंजेस नहीं होंगे। जिस तरीके से मैंने अभी बताया, जैसे हम खेलते आए उसी तरीके से खेलना पसंद करेंगे। कोई अलग मैसेज देने की ज़रूरत है नहीं। 2007 में मुझे नहीं लगता है कि MS ने कोई अलग मैसेज दिया था। जिस तरीके से हमने स्टार्ट किया था उसी तरीके से हमने फाइनल भी खेला। हाँ, ऑफ कोर्स आप
कैप्टनसी स्पीच तो होती होगी?
नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है। जो हम नॉर्मल डिस्कशंस जो करते हैं गेम के दौरान, गेम के पहले, वो नॉर्मल डिस्कशंस होते रहते। उसके अलावा कोई और चीज़ों के बारे में बात नहीं होती है।
Rohit, this World Cup you have been ultra aggressive. So what is the philosophy behind it? Is it because you have solid batsmen to follow, or you have always been attacking batsmen, but particularly in this World Cup you have been ultra aggressive? Anything you can say about that approach?
No, look, honestly, before the start of the World Cup, I do wanted to play in a certain manner. I had no idea that it is going to come off, or what if it doesn't come off. I had plans for both. If it comes off, what I'm going to do in the next game. If it doesn't come off, what I'm going to do in the next game. But see, for me, what is important is, because I start the innings, there is a bit of freedom there for me to go and express myself. But you must have seen in that game against England where I had to change my game a little bit once we lost a few wickets, and then I had to change my game a little bit. I'm prepared to do that as well. That is what the experienced player needs to do. You can't just think that you have to play one way. You have to adapt and adapt quickly and knowing the situations that are there in front of you. So I'm prepared to do whatever role I feel at that point is right for the team. So I prepared my game, prepared my tactics around that. So I'm pretty clear in what I want to do as a batsman. And when you play on good pitches, sometimes you get that feeling that it's a good pitch. You can take on the bowlers. Sometimes if you see the ball is just nipping around a little bit, you need to try and understand what are your thoughts then. So I'm prepared to take all of this thought into the game and then go about it.
Hey Rohit, we started this tournament, a lot of us were here in Chennai when the tournament began. It was your press conference before taking on Australia. It was the tournament opener, and there was the question of unfinished business. And a lot of us remember that one line you said. It was very nonchalant, and you said it'll be nice to win a World Cup. Is that an attitude that has helped in your campaign? Not the aggressive, we want to do this, we want to get that. Has that understated, quiet sort of a presence helped you in your campaign so far? And coming a full circle from that point to here, what would you say?
Yeah, no, exactly. Like you said, spot on, because that's what I believe in. Just going there and, keeping it nice and easy, calm. Like I said, when you asked me that question, I said, yeah, it'll be nice to win the World Cup. So in the same tone, I want to say it now again, the same thing. It'll be nice to do it because we worked really hard for it. But again, we don't want to get too excited about it, or you don't want to feel too much pressure about it. A nice balanced atmosphere, a nice balanced thinking at this stage will be really nice. And it's just not from me. I can sense that from every other player as well in the changing room, that there's a laugh going around in the changing room. There's a bit of tensed faces as well. I'm not going to hide that, but that's normal. That is what that is why this sport is so exciting, because you see all different kind of emotions. But obviously, when it's the game time, guys are very well aware of what needs to be done now. We don't need to tell them specifically that, okay, now put your game face on. It's time to get the job done and all of that. Guys are quite experienced. Not many have played the finals, but they've, like I said, playing for India is as good as playing any World Cup game, because there's so much pressure, there's so much expectation. Always at the airport, you're going here and there. World Cup जीतना है, ये करना है, run बनाना है, 200 बनाना है, 5 wicket लेना है. So that happens. So it is in your ears all the time. I've seen guys started to wear headphones now so that they can keep the noise out. But it's nice. We've enjoyed our journey thoroughly till now. So yeah, just one final push now.
Hi Rohit. This has been an interesting journey for you yourself. 12 years back at home, you were not a part of the team, but today you're leading this side. Talk to us about your journey and how does it feel today?
Look, I don't want to go back there. It was a very emotional period. I'm sure everyone knows about it. It was a very hard time, but again, now I'm very happy that I'm at this stage where, I'm leading the team into the final. I never thought it will happen, but, things do happen if you wish for it, and if you dream big, all these things happen. So yeah, I'm just very happy to be here, but I know the importance of tomorrow. So I just want to keep it nice and relaxed and calm and not get too emotional thinking about what happened in 2011 or what can happen tomorrow. I just want to create the same environment that I created for myself when we started this World Cup. We were all in great space. We are all in great space now. So I just want to maintain that. Like I said, don't want to go too up, don't want to go too low. Just nice and balanced.
रोहित, एक अश्विन पहला मैच खेले थे जब हम ऑस्ट्रेलिया के खिलाफ खेले थे, तो क्या माइंड में ये भी है कि फाइनल में शायद 6 बॉलर्स के साथ जाएं या फिर 3 स्पिनर्स 2 फास्ट बॉलर? क्या कुछ ऐसा सोचा कि अश्विन हमने देखा कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया के खिलाफ हमेशा बहुत एक प्रबल दावेदार रहे हैं?
नहीं, देखिए, मैंने अभी बताया कि सब ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल है. मैं अभी कुछ बोलना नहीं चाहूँगा कि क्या करने वाले हम और क्या नहीं करने वाले हम. बट देखिए सारे प्लेयर्स को पता है ये चीज़, हमने स्टार्ट ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट ही हमने बात किया था कि कोई भी प्लेयर कभी भी खेल सकता है, तो ऐसा प्लेयर के दिमाग में नहीं है कि मेरा तो टूर्नामेंट हो गया मैं रिलैक्स करता हूँ, ऐसा कोई फीलिंग नहीं है, क्योंकि सबको पता है कि कभी भी खेलने का मौका आ सकता है। जैसे आपने देखा कि एक इंजरी हो गई, उसके बाद 2 लड़कों को मौका मिल गया, तो गाइज हैव टेकन दैट जॉब गाइज हैव डन दैट जॉब परफेक्टली। शमी और सूर्या को हालांकि उनको ज़्यादा बैटिंग करने का मौका मिला नहीं, बट शमी ने आकर अच्छे तरीके से काम किया है। बहुत आसानी से वो अपना माइंड रिलैक्स कर सकते थे कि नहीं मेरा तो हो गया, अभी आई थिंक मुझे नहीं खिलाएंगे, बट ऑल क्रिकेटर्स आर क्वाइट प्रोफेशनल। सबको पता है कि मौका कभी भी आ सकता है, ये वर्ल्ड कप है, ये हर साल नहीं होता है, तो रेडी रहना मेंटली, प्रिपेयर करना मेंटली, ये सब बहुत ज़रूरी है। तो आई थिंक 15 के 15 लोग को मैं अवेलेबल रखूँगा कल के लिए, और फिर देखते हैं कि कौन किसको खिलाए।
Rohit, you've spoken this year a few times about wanting to create a brand of cricket for your team in other formats, but especially one-day cricket. So just the way you guys have played in the last 10 matches, do you think you created that brand and set the standard just internationally going forward, regardless of what happens tomorrow? Or in your head, are you going, "Are brand win ठीक है, मैच जीतना ही है कल"?
नहीं, ब्रांड वैंड ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि अगर कुछ डिसाइड किया है तो वी हैव टू go and implement that, and I thought guys have implemented that. You can see with the scores that we have put up on the board, the way we've gone about our chases. Obviously all 7 cannot just go and play widely and play that brand of cricket. Obviously the roles have given to certain individuals as to what their roles are for this team and what can benefit the team, and I think 99.9% we played that brand of cricket. 1%, that 0.1 I've taken out because you cannot always be perfect. That's why I've just taken out that 0.1. But I'm very pleased with the messaging that myself and Rahul Bhai has given to the boys, and boys have responded to that pretty well, without worrying about their place in the team, without worrying about the scores that they get, and without even worrying about what happens outside. That is the most important part, because that environment that we've created is a very special one, and we want to maintain that environment as long as possible, and not get faced by what happens outside or what people talk, or if the score doesn't come from individuals, I don't want them to change the thought process that they were in before the start of the tournament. So all those things are very clear with everyone, and I thought in this entire 10 games that we played, we were quite straightforward with that thought.
Rohit, while talking about playing against Australia, you guys are quite familiar with playing against Australia. You have already played 2 ODI series against them in this year. So just wanted to know, does this familiarity at all help in a big occasion like this?
No, it does help. I mean, see, look, those 2 ODIs are not going to matter too much because all their players play with you all the time in IPL teams and all that. So the mental side of XYZ player, what they think and how they go about playing each game. And likewise, they also know about what we do. So, I mean, I don't think that unknown territory is a situation these days, because you're quite familiar with, what each individual is all about and how they want to prepare themselves and what the mindset they will have while playing the World Cup final. We are quite aware of, how each individual is going to approach, and probably it's the same for them as well. They will know what we are going to do. So it's just going to be a battle between bat and ball tomorrow, more than knowing each other as such. Thank you. Thank you.